Easey Street Murders, noted as Victoria's most brutal crime. Two women horrifically stabbed to death in the late 1970s. This is how a murderer almost got away with murder until just now, December in 2024. Susan Bartlett and Suzanne Armstrong were two good high school friends living in Collingwood, an inner city suburb in Melbourne, Australia, in January of 1977. Bartlett and Armstrong, both in their late 20s, had moved to 147 Easey Street in the final few months of 1976. On the 10th of January 1977, Bartlett's brother and his girlfriend visited for dinner and to spend some quality family time. The pair left the residence at approximately 9 p.m. Police believe it was only a short time later that Bartlett and Armstrong would both be brutally murdered. Neighbours began to become suspicious when the pair were not notified after a few days, and the puppy of the house was seen wandering the streets without the attention of either Bartlett or Armstrong. The neighbours also heard the distress of the 16-month-old son of Suzanne, Greg Armstrong. After 3 days, on January the 13th, neighbours entered the back door of the property, which was left open, and found young Greg in his cot, distressed, dehydrated but not physically harmed. This is when the neighbour found the bodies on the ground and immediately notified police. When police arrived at the scene, they found 27-year-old Armstrong at the front of the house, having been stabbed 27 times and sexually assaulted at a time after her death. Bartlett was found face down at the front door of the house with 55 stab wounds. The autopsy report found numerous self-defense wounds, indicating she was attempting to escape. The killer attempted to clean up the scene using bath towels, which were found at the back of the house. Police investigation showed there were no signs of forced entry onto the property. A footprint near the front window is what police believe to be the murderer's point of entry. Victoria Police, when starting the investigation, had a list of approximately 130 suspects. A semen sample was gathered from the scene, and in 1999, police tested DNA samples of the 8 prime suspects at the time, all not linking them to the murders. Despite extensive investigations, a team of 16 detectives reopened the case in 2011 after it had gone cold. After 6 years of investigations, police offered up a $1 million reward to anyone who could provide information leading to the conviction of the person responsible. On September 19, 2024, Perry Kouramblis, a 65-year-old dual Greek and Australian citizen, was arrested in an airport in Rome, Italy. His arrest was done under an Interpol red notice. He was then extradited to Australia, where he will now head to court, where he pleads his innocence. Police stated he was a suspect since 2017, and when asked to provide DNA samples, he had already left the country, and as a Greek citizen, he was unable to be arrested by police. Police were forced to wait until Kouramblis had left the Greek borders. Police have charged him with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of rape. The court proceedings are currently underway, where Kouramblis will ultimately learn his fate.